What's going on, y'all? Happy Power Monday, all up in your area. It's the Daily Go Getimism Show, all up in your area. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it whiz? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off left lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. We talk about going to the White House, the Eagles tonight. White House, the Eagles tonight. White House, the Eagles tonight. What y'all know? My world champion Super Bowl 59 Eagles went to the White House today. And a lot of people feel some kind of way about it. But certain players didn't show up. One particularly famous one said that he had a scheduling conflict. He couldn't make it. Jalen Hurts. If y'all don't know about Jalen Hurts, you need to learn about Jalen Hurts. You need to learn about my brother Jalen Hurts. So we're gonna have this talk tonight. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? First of all, how y'all feeling? T Carry right morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And happy Buddha. Got here first. And yo, who first come, first serve. You understand, you heard? I heart Oakland. What up, my dude? Man? How you feeling? Yo, no, Jalen Hurts definitely did not go. Did not attend the White House, the invitation to the White House. Now, it was optional. Nobody was obligated to go. If you wanted to go, you could go. And if you didn't want to go, you didn't have to go. But I thought it was interesting that he took the high road and sort of made an excuse for it. He knew the date that they were going because they announced it last month. They said they were going April 28th. He said scheduling conflicts. Well, what else you gonna do today? Listen, I got something else I gotta do. My girl said she wanted a pizza. I had to go get her pizza. I just married, my wifey. It was like a week and a half, 2.5 week anniversary. Couldn't miss it. You know how it is with the missus. Happy wife, happy life. Happy wife, happy life. We good. Bwana Haguski, what's good, man? Good to see you. Without a doubt. Oh, I have the whole list. Of those who didn't go. Oh my God, this is a beautiful day. Well, you know Jalen Hurts didn't go. A.J. Brown didn't go. And Devanta Smith did not go. So there's that. You know what I mean? Now, what do those three have in common? What's the connection between those three? What could possibly be the connection between those three not going? Because it looks like they were the only ones from the offense that didn't go. Happy Saquon Barkley spent the whole weekend with Trump. He golfed with him. He probably stayed in Mar-a-Lago like that. Yeah, but that's Saquon. We can get into Saquon Barkley later. Because there's some good reasons why Saquon Barkley would go and somebody like Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and Smitty would not go. And it ain't hard to tell. Let me see. Happy Buddha says, I would have gone to the White House. Okay. Buana says, LOL, my child is sick. Can't make it. I ain't even got no kids. Yeah. My baby's sick. My baby. Oakland says, I wouldn't. I'd feel uncomfortable sitting next to the orange man. I mean, I can understand that. Professional Funk Enjoyer says, you look like you have a lot of knowledge. I'm staying. Well, I don't know if I have a lot, but I'm going to give you what I have. That's for sure. Buana says, I gotta watch my Ferrari. Can't make it. I gotta buy a bag of chips from the store. I gotta do this for the community. Community. Oakland says, "Damn. So only the good players." No, because Saquon Barkley went. Plenty of people say that the only reason we made it to the Super Bowl was because of Saquon Barkley. I'm not going to dispute that, but he wasn't the reason that we won the Super Bowl, and that's a fact. So he got us there, but he did not show up and show out in the Super Bowl. They was ready for him. Happy Buddha says, would have gone regardless of who was in office. All right, I mean, that's an opinion. That's an opinion. And everybody's entitled to it. Buana says Saquon probably got some felonies he needed to exonerate him from. Nah, Saquon never been in no trouble. Saquon is not the kind of black man that's going to be in trouble, for real. Unless it's like domestic violence. And honestly, to me, he looks like he would probably be soft in that department. No, I'm just saying. So, yeah, but the team went. And they looked like they enjoyed themselves. The ones who went, they looked like they enjoyed themselves. They looked like they had a good time. And I'm not going to diss nobody. I'm not going to diss none of the players for going, but we're going to have a talk. We're going to have a talk because I'm concerned about how y'all feel about it. What do you think? Maybe some of y'all, maybe many of y'all aren't Eagles fans, so y'all don't care one way or another. I understand that. But when you really think about, spending your whole life as an athlete leading up to winning a championship, a world championship, and on the professional level, this is for all the marbles. And the tradition is that you go meet the president and hang out with the president for that day or whatever and celebrate you winning the title. That's not when you get the rings. DMFE says, read my comment. Okay, you got it. All right. So I'm going to read the list of players who did not go and see if y'all see a pattern here or some kind of connection. Here are the players who did not go to the White House. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devanta Smith. Those are the only ones from the offense that did not go. So the quarterback and his number 1 and 2 receiver did not go. Everybody else, it looks like everybody else from the offense went, including the backups, the running, the backups. But they said only 1/3 of the team went. Now, I don't know how that works because it's a 53-man roster. So I'm thinking it should be 53 people there. But they said only 1/3 of the team went. Here are the other names. All the other names are from the defense. Check this out. Brandon Graham, BG. Darius Slay, Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis, my man Jalen Carter, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean, Isaiah Rodgers, Jalix Hunt, and Josh Sweat did not go. The whole fucking defense said no, except Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship. Water said all ninjas. All the white players on the team went. All of them. Offense, defense, whatever. Lane Johnson gave Trump a 47 jersey. I'm like, damn, Lane. Well, fuck it. Stephen McClure, what's good? I heart Oakland said, damn, all the starters on defense. Except for Reed Blankenship and Cooper DeJean. The two lone white boys on the defense they went. The rest of them was like, no. I think I feel the cold coming on. I feel the cold. I can't make it. This list made me happy. I ain't gonna lie. This list made me happy as shit. Now, I'm not going to demonize the players that went. Now, it's no secret that I do not like Donald Trump. And there's no way I would have went. There's no way in heaven, hell, earth, sea, land, air, space, universe, Milky Way, galaxy, black hole, nothing. There's no way I would have went to see Donald Trump. There's no way. But I also have not been a lifelong professional athlete and dreamed of this moment of going to go see the president. Now, to be fair, if anybody wants to make this a race thing or whatever, okay, we can talk about that, because I'm not going to say that race definitely didn't play a part in this. I'm not going to say that. And policy definitely played a part in this. But years ago, when President Obama was in office and he wasn't part of any scandal or controversy, not comparable to the things that Trump has done. But Tom Brady, when he won the Super Bowl, he did not go see Obama. He made it very personal. He went to go see Trump, but he did not go see Obama. Now, does Tom Brady dislike black people? I don't know. I don't know that to be true. I don't know. I don't even care. But evidently he had an axe to grind when it came to President Obama, because he did not go to see him. Now, they won Super Bowls in the 8 years. They won multiple Super Bowls in the 8 years that Obama was president. So he didn't go. He didn't go any of those years. So you can make of that what you will. You can say whatever you want to about that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So why should, he said, Julian Edelman, I'm hated, and Randy Moss. Randy Moss wasn't so cool with Tom Brady either. I remember they had a conflict. I remember that. But I was a little salty because Randy Moss never did get a ring. Even with the Celtics, he did not get a ring. Happy Buddha says his Rory angle had the hardest R in the music in music history. Rory? Oh, Ran? No, what is that? What the fuck did that say? His Ran single had the hardest R in the music history. You gotta explain that. Dimples D's is in the house. What's good? What's good? How you feeling, my? Good to see me some you. Good to see me some you. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Like I said, there are political implications here. There are policy implications that go along with this whole thing. I mean, knowing Jalen Hurts' a little cynical, sarcastic ass, he's probably like, well, I had a scheduling conflict. I had to do my black job. Got to do my I'm a DE higher, DEI higher, no sire. I got to do my black job, baby. Do my black job, baby. Yeah, my black job don't entail going to see the president, the Holy Grail. That's a fail. So I had to stay back. Yeah, and I couldn't make contact. Well, that's the way it be. That's the way it is. I had some scheduling conflicts. Yeah, you know the biz. Maybe I can make it next time if we win next year. Let me see what happens out here. Hear from the crowd. Yo, you say it loud. Some of y'all mad at me. Some are hella proud. I understand. Yeah. AJ Brown is the man. And Smitty, he don't play with the clan. All right. Kanye West 2028. Kanye, did you hear about Kanye West? Have you heard the latest about Kanye West? Speaking of Kanye West, Kanye. Anybody gonna beat me to it? This is off the cuff about Kanye. Suburban Conan. We specifically, why specifically do you hate Trump? Personality, policy, propaganda, or public perception? None of it is public perception. It's definitely everything you named besides public perception. I don't follow crowds. I do research. And I've never liked Trump ever. No, I do not forgive him for the Central Park 5. The housing thing, that's one thing. But getting innocent black and Latino young men locked up, potentially for life or calling for the death penalty, I don't have a forgiving heart when it comes to that kind of shit. Fuck him. So I never liked him. I would never vote for him, no matter what. Satan could be running against Trump. I'd be like, well, me and Satan have history. So, God, you're gonna have to forgive me for this one. Said Ye is an actual Nazi. I don't know what Chain said, but he took it back. Selena, what up? How you feeling? Haven't seen you here in a while. It's good to see you. Real good, you know what I'm saying? Thanks for coming on through. I appreciate y'all. Please, y'all, hit the like button. Please hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go-Gettemism Show. I'm your host, Sun752, a.k.a. Omar, with the... I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. Hit the like button, please. It helps the channel. Hit the like button, please. It helps the channel. Oakland says, Ye started freaking out when his mom died. He was already crazy. But here's the latest on fucking Kanye West. Kanye West claims that when him and his cousin were younger, they used to suck each other off. Now, Kanye has long been a defender of the LGBTQ and all of that shit because his cousin was gay. And evidently, Kanye has a little story to tell. Now, Kanye says he's straight, but back in the day, when him and his cousin were younger, they used to suck each other off. Now, I don't know how that was ever something to do when they were just bored. I don't know about Kanye West. Now, you know, Kanye West does a lot of things, you know, for publicity, especially when he's about to drop an album and all of that shit. So I don't know if y'all believe Kanye West, but I'm going to tell you something. Any man Any man that would admit or profess to sucking another man's dick just to sell some records deserves this. Does he deserve to sell records, or should he not be able to sell even one copy? I don't know. But Kanye West is too goddamn much. Now, I've been through with Kanye West for years, over 10 years. Well over, maybe 15. I don't like people who just do things for attention. And that would be Kanye West. And all of that. You know what? I know I really stopped liking him when I saw how he was handling Trump. You know, calling Trump his daddy and all of that shit. I can't do that. I can't do that. Even if you're a Trump supporter, all that daddy shit, yeah, that's when you lose me. I wouldn't give a fuck. Even if it was Obama, no, he's not. No, we're not doing that daddy shit. What kind of man are you? Let me see. Happy Buddha, thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you so much for that super chat. He says, I think we are seeing with Ye. I think what we are seeing with Ye is that he is far off his medication, and we are simply seeing severe manic episodes. Well, it's interesting that you should say that, because I was looking at the podcast with Mace and Cameron, Killer Cam and Murder Mace, and you know they both know Kanye. You know, they've been around him many times. They were colleagues, friends. You know, did records with each other. You know, Kanye produced records for both of them. And Killer was saying, this shit that Kanye be doing, I'm not going for it. He said when Kanye was interviewed on Academics did something real monumental. He never turned the camera off. So you saw Kanye come in to the studio, regular and all of that, put on the Nazi shit, change his whole demeanor, his whole attitude or whatever, and basically got crazy in the interview. You saw it. And you saw him go back to normal when the interview was over. I don't know if Kanye realized that was all going to be unedited material and that it was going to be televised and put out there. I don't know if he knew it, but I'm glad as fuck that it happened. I've been sick of me some Kanye. No more Ye. No more Ye. No more Ye. No, I said no more Ye. Not today. I want to give a shout out to my man today. Happy Buddha coming through with the super chat. I appreciate that. Yeah. Step up the bat. Yo, you didn't really have to give nothing, so I appreciate you coming through with something. It wasn't no fronting. Yo, you gave from the heart, and I appreciate that shit from the very start. Yo, it takes a real strong man to take another man's hand and unify, do the shit. The shit is fly. I don't really understand the questions, the reason why, but I'm going to try to do my best in this life. LIFE. Yeah, I'm going to get a wifey that will love me to the day that I close my eyes. I'm not trying to spread hate or be despised at anybody. I'm trying to spread love and be peaceful. But sometimes these motherfuckers spread evil, and I'm not letting it go, cause I be holding grudges. I be trying to get off of my stump, but I won't budge. And I gotta keep a budget, gotta spend the cash, gotta save a lot, gotta make the money last. Last I had my stash, had to go in it. When I had to go in it, was feeling bad for a minute. Cause I knew that I was going to have to replace and spend my money on something dumb. How come? I feel numb when the shit goes wrong, and I know that I could have made a much better song. And I'ma sing it and bring it and make sure y'all understand where I'm trying to go with this shit, my man. I stand 10 toes down, found that as long as I'm thinking myself as a king, the crown will come and be put on my head and be feeling real nice and snug, and I won't be talking crazy and bug. Yo, I just want to drop a couple of lyrics so I can just come off and let you hear it. The spirit of Malcolm and Martin lives up in my heart, and that been going on for a long time. And art is something like I paint pictures in my mind, and I be trying to make it vivid as hell so I can talk in kind. And I'ma speak my brand and make sure the man, the woman, and child understand that life is wild and we gotta live it. And I'm gonna change and pivot and make sure that I never change my good ways. Purple haze is something I used to smoke, but now I won't talk or drink. Yo, make sure my mind is clear so I can think and my best thing, give it all I got. And I'm trying to make sure to keep the bullets in, but they don't get shot. All right. Okay. Happy Buddha says, oh, I saw that. Okay. Selena says, I find you again, missed you. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I'm so good to see you, without a doubt. Salina. I heard Oakley said, I mean, hey, Lil Nas X is gay and no one freaking. Yeah, but he came in gay. And don't nobody give a fuck about Lil Nas X. He don't even own his own name. How you name yourself Lil Nas X? You know what I mean? Well, big Nas. Okay. Oakland says, the F you gonna do with $5? You go get even, get some lean with that shit. It ain't the amount, it's how much it counts. Don't be discounting no $5. Fuck. Shit, that's real money. That shirt I'm sending you costs more than $5. Shit, you get $5 times 20. You know what I'm saying? Got 100. But don't be dissing his contribution. You think $5 is only a little bit? Beat it, match it, beat it. Get 6, 7, 10. You know, there ain't no limitations on it. You can beat it. Selena says, I saw that Katrina aid Katrina aid ad live with Ye and Mike Myers. George Bush hates black people. Yeah, you remember that shit? It should have said Ye hates himself. Oakland says, I started not liking him when he started making bad albums and when he kept saying he didn't like his own fave? What's that? Oh, his own race. Yeah, well, you know. That's Kanye for you. That's Kanye trying to stay relevant and will do anything to do it. Kanye reminds me of Donald Trump, to be honest with you. He reminds me of Donald Trump. Do anything, say anything to stay relevant. No filter and no rhyme or reason. Just want to make sure that I'm in the news. I don't care whether it's bad or good. As long as they talking about me, I'm good. Fucking crazy. Screws are loose, but they not as loose as he would like you to believe. So you can get away with all that shit. People kept saying that, yeah, when his mom died, he was, I'm not going for that shit. But I'll tell you one thing I will credit his craziness on. Remember, Kanye West was in a near fatal car accident. Remember the song Through the Wire? We were talking about his jaw being wired up. It was a near fatal accident. He almost did not make it. So that shit is a better explanation than his mom dying. You know, first his mom died, just by accident. Then years and years later, he comes back and said, yeah, my mom was an Illuminati sacrifice. I remember him saying that it wasn't no Illuminati. Like, well, Illuminati? I never heard no Illuminati. Who's in the Illuminati? I'm not in the Illuminati. What are you talking about, Illuminati? On the album that he did with Jay-Z. Illuminati. Fuck that shit mean. Okay. Near-death experiences tend to change people. Yeah, especially when you have really bad head trauma. I mean, he got his bell rung crazy. No, I mean it was a near fatal car crash. He was not okay for a while. Yeah. Well, and that was before Jesus walks or any of that stuff. He said his jaw should have stayed wired up. Oakland says, whatever happened to you and Beefy, son? Me and Beefy? What do you know about me and Beefy? What are you talking about? Do you know me, Oakland? Because there used to be a comedian named Oakland, but you say that you're a certain age, and that Oakland, I mean, that was a long time ago. All right, so let's go to the poll. Let's go to the poll. Do you think that the players who went or didn't go to the White House are wrong or right? All right, the ones who went were right. 29% say that the ones who went were right. Damn, it's almost even. The ones who didn't go were right, 29%. Nobody was wrong or right, 29%. Trump is the only one wrong, 14%. Interesting poll so far. 21 votes. All right. 21 votes. Oh, he is on the tape for the murder CD. Oh, you bought that? You mean the DVD? I thought that was a I wasn't on that DVD, was I? I don't think. I thought he edited me out. Didn't he edit me out of there? Yeah, the DVD. Was I on the DVD? Because if I'm on that DVD, I need to talk to him. He got paid. He said, no, you was the cameraman. Oh. He says, son, you were on movies or something. I need to give Beefy a call. I did not know that I didn't know that I was in that shit at all. I never saw the finished product. So, interesting. Good looking out, Oakland. I need to see that shit. I need to see that. I need to see it. You were on movies or something? I mean, no. I'm not like a secret star or something. I was in one movie as an extra, and that's it. Poot says, you make those necklaces? No, I don't. I have these necklaces made. I could only dream of having this skill. I would be making these motherfuckers all day. Oakland says, yay, do I get another shirt? Yeah. You gotta pay for this one though. You gotta pay for that one. You gotta pay for that one. All right. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. So let's talk about the Eagles who went to the White House. What's the general consensus of y'all when it comes to that? You know, now I know that Happy Buddha says he would have gone. So I imagine you don't see anything wrong with going to go see the president after you win a championship. And I can actually relate to that. Any president except for this president, I wouldn't have gone. I would have gone to see. Any president except for this president. And One of the reasons that I wouldn't have gone for this president is because the team, the whole Eagles team they declined the invite in 2018. Now that had a lot to do with Trump's political views, and also the way he handled the whole kneeling situation with you know, San Francisco 49er. What the fuck? Colin Kaepernick. No, Zach Bond did not go. Zach Bond definitely did not go. But yeah, with Colin Kaepernick, remember, Trump was calling for any of the players who knelt in defense of Kaepernick, or, you know, for that statement. You know, he called for them to be suspended or fired or whatever. You know, there was a lot of shit going on. Trump sticks his nose where it doesn't belong. He really does. And of course, there was a lot of controversy about the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. You know, people saying that it was disrespectful to the military, disrespectful to the flag, disrespectful to the country, you know, to kneel and all of that kind of shit. But when black brothers and sisters are getting their heads beaten by the police, I guess that's not disrespectful to anything. One little beef that I have with Republicans is that, you know, when they don't see fit, they think that due process just doesn't matter, or it shouldn't have to happen. You know, they just believe that they should be able to circumvent all of the laws when it's convenient for them. You know, I mean, and do they defend anybody besides Trump? Like, I was going to ask, do they ever defend any regular citizens? But they do. It's just that the citizens that they seem to protect or defend are not good ones. Now, they might say that Democrats defend people who were in the commission of crimes, and like George Floyd or Mike Brown or whatever. But I'm like, well, what about Trayvon Martin? What did he do? What did he do to get murdered? Because they definitely stood by. What is going on here tonight? Fucking. What's the name of that bastard that killed Trayvon Martin? Fucking. This shit is ridiculous. Zimmerman, George Zimmerman. They gave money to his defense. You know, they paid for him to win. He did win. They definitely defended him, and I don't see how they could. That young man, that teenage boy, did not deserve to die. For what? Going home, walking home in the rain with a hoodie on? Like, how do you fucking explain that shit? Yeah. That. George Zimmerman. Thank you, Happy Buddha. Yeah. So, and they also defended, you know, those neo-Nazis and shit, you know, in Charleston. What was it? It was in Virginia, right? It wasn't in South Carolina. It was in Charleston, Virginia. The one where Trump said there were decent people on both sides. What was that? Well, they ran over protesters and all of those shit. Bottom line is, a lot of times Republicans believe in circumventing the process of due process, and I don't understand that. I do understand, but I don't understand. So when it's convenient for them, they want to play judge, jury, and executioner or hold court in the streets. But when it comes to somebody like Donald Trump committing all these white collar crimes, they just want to sweep it under the rug. He didn't do nothing. How can you be convicted of 34 counts, 34 felonies? Now you can say it's 34 felonies, but it's all for the same thing. And I don't believe that what he did was a crime. Well, you don't have to believe that what he did was a crime. If I'm ignorant to how the law works, yeah, of course I don't believe that what I did was a crime, because I feel like that I selfishly should not have to get in trouble or defend myself or anything like that. I get that part. What up, Smitty? Yeah, he said very fine people on both sides. On both sides. That's what he said. Central Park 6, the president still say they guilty. Yeah, he never walked that back. He never apologized. He never said, well, I was wrong. And he doesn't do that. And that's one of the reasons why I don't understand how people can follow him. Like, I would never trust a man who would never admit fault. Like, there's something that's not cool. Like, you never admit fault. So even if you do me wrong, you will never admit that you were wrong. And I know damn well, and you know damn well that you did me wrong, but I can't get an apology from you. Nah. But when we talk about what up, Simon Says, what's good? When we talk about the players going to the White House, it's not hard to see what the motivation of any of the players that went to the White House had for going. I mean, I'm not silly to that. I totally get it. You know, from the time that they were playing in the Pop Warner League, Little League football, they probably dreamed of going to the Super Bowl and meeting the president. Winning the Super Bowl and going to see the president, because only the winner of the Super Bowl gets invited to the White House. So I get that part. Like I said, if it was any other president except for this one, I would say, yeah, you should go see him. You should go and complete the process. You earned this. You earned this. And that's whether you think that it's an honor to meet the president of the United States or not. You know, because one thing that those players have in common with the president of the United States is people have limited access to them, just like the president. I'm not just going to go out here in the streets and see an A.J. Brown walking around. I'm not going to be able to just get his phone number and call him up and maybe go have a beer with him. You know, same thing with Jalen Hurts. They have limited accessibility to the public, just like the president. So the same way I may have to go to a sponsored event in order to meet a Jalen Hurts or Devanta Smith or A.J. Brown. It's the same way that I would have to be invited to the White House or some type of other closed, secured event in order to meet the president of the United States. So they have that part in common. So, and I'm only saying that because whether you consider it to be an honor or not to meet the president of the United States, it's subjective. It's subjective to some people. They may think that it's an honor, and other people may say, well, what's the big deal? He's just a human being doing a job that you may not even like. I get it. But I understand anyone who looks at it as being an honor. I understand that. It's just that the political implications that are present with meeting this president or with cavorting or fraternizing with this president are deep. Donald Trump said things on the campaign trail like, immigrants are taking your black jobs. Your black jobs. What is a black job? So, saying things like that, even if it's just to spread some propaganda in order to get votes, because he did a lot of that. But to say something like that over and over again, you have to have thought about it. And it appealed to some people. What is a black job? Well, maybe Jalen Hurts and Smitty and AJ and the entire black defense, maybe they said, well, I'm going to do my black job here. Because the president took away a lot of black jobs with the DEI shit. You see, people, okay, now you look, I really didn't want to get too political, but fuck it, there's no way we can talk about this show without going into the political energy of it. So, all right, so when Elon Musk and Doge, when they eliminated so much of the federal workforce. Well, the federal workforce is one of the only industries, one of the only areas in the United States where there are disproportionately, or maybe not disproportionately, but let's say where the diversity favors black people. There are a lot of black people that have jobs for the federal government. A lot. Like 20%. Most large entities, corporations, they have limited black people in there. They have a low representation rate of black people in it. But the federal government actually employs a lot of black people. So it kind of makes sense that Trump and Doge would attack that and take it away. So you could silently hurt black people without anyone noticing who doesn't understand how the demographics of the workforce worked. So those black jobs that they had, that the immigrants were not taken away, were taken away from an immigrant, Elon Musk. And that's not something that they were saying on the news. On the mainstream media, they didn't say, well, them taking those jobs, those federal jobs away disproportionately hurt black people because so many black people worked for the government. So, somebody like Jalen Hurts, somebody like Smitty, athletes that actually finished their degree in college, Jalen Hurts has a master's degree. Who goes back and gets their master's degree after they get a massive record-breaking contract as a quarterback for the NFL? Who does that? Well, Jalen Hurts does that. And I think that the reason that he probably did it was to make sure that he sets an example that being an athlete is one thing, but being educated and finishing what you start is just as important. Especially if you have the aptitude, the acumen, the energy, the drive, and the credits. So yeah. I'm sure somebody like Jalen Hurts, who did not grow up in a single parent family, which I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with anybody growing up in a single parent family. But I know that black men who grow up in single parent families are often targeted by certain people because they think they don't know anything. And a lot of times, I'm not going to say that they're right about them not knowing anything, but they have been conditioned in a certain type of way to think in a certain type of way. And so there are times when they can be easily molded, especially by a father figure. Jalen Hurts didn't grow up broke. He didn't grow up rich, But he came from a working class family where his dad was his coach. So he's been under the tutelage of strong black men his whole life, which shapes the way he thinks. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like Jalen Hurts has studied history. Well, communications is, it's not in the College of Liberal Arts. It's not. It's pretty close. Pretty close. Okay, so I can understand why certain players would go, and I can understand why certain players wouldn't go. But what I want to do tonight is I want to try to make the connection between the players who did not go and the players who did go. Do y'all think that the players who did go, who did make the trip, do you think that they were all connected in some type of way? Do you think that they were all in agreement about the reasons that they were going to see the president? Now, with the Saquon Barkley is somebody that we kind of have a window into the psyche of him. He said, he said he just respects the office of the president. I would expect him to say something diplomatic like that, though. And if y'all remember, before the Super Bowl was played, do y'all remember when they interviewed Jalen Hurts and they told him that Donald Trump was coming to the Super Bowl? No president, no American president had ever attended the Super Bowl before. And so when they asked Jalen Hurts, what did he think about the president coming to the Super Bowl? And Jalen Hurts says he can go wherever he wants to go. And he left it at that. That's kind of like what I like about Jalen Hurts. He elaborates on what he wants to elaborate on, and things that he knows are a little taboo, he interjects himself and gets the fuck on up out of there. Pretty strategic. He said he can go wherever he wants. He's free to go. Like, what he didn't say was, oh, yeah, this is going to be great. It's such an honor to have the president of the United States there. I hope he's cheering for our team. Nah, fuck out of here. He can go wherever you want to go. I'm going there to win a fucking championship. I don't give a fuck about no president. Fuck him. DSP, what's good? Cheryl Halsey, what's good, ma? Good to see me some you. Buana says, because you never know, Jalen may lose his money one day and end up with a janitor's job. So he's diversifying his opportunities. God forbid that my man should fall that far. Like, God damn. I mean, can he at least get a broadcasting job? The fuck? Speaking of broadcasting job, I saw this video about it had some highlights of the Eagles beating the Chiefs in Super Bowl 59, and they had you know how Chris Collinsworth hates the Eagles. I don't care what nobody say. He never wants the Eagles to do well. And in both Super Bowls, well, Chris Collinsworth wasn't calling this year's Super Bowl, thank God. But he definitely called Super Bowl 52 when the Eagles won. And he kept saying that, oh yeah, Tom Brady is the best and he's going to come back and you can never get comfortable with a lead with Tom Brady and Tom Brady and Tom Brady. And that's why it felt so good to whoop Tom Brady ass. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Arian was good. And my man Gavin is in the house. Once again, for those of you who just came in, welcome to the Daily Go Get 'Emism show. Welcome, welcome. And we are talking about some of the Eagles went to the White House. Some of them did not go. What do you think? What do you think? If y'all want to call into the show, I invite you to call in, and the number to call is area code 267-874-1949. That's the number to call. I said 267-874-1949. Yes, 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 y'all. I said the 267-874-1949. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 267-874-1949. Yeah, get your shine, baby. All right. So here are the list of Eagles players who did not attend the White House invitation for the Philadelphia Eagles. And they are as listed: Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devanta Smith, Brandon Graham, Darius Slay, Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean, Isaiah Rodgers, Jalen Hunt, and Josh Sweat. It looks like, now I'm hearing conflicting stories. If y'all know better, please let me know. I'm hearing conflicting stories because on one end, I'm hearing that only 1/3 of the team showed up. But then when I see these numbers, it's a 53-man roster. Let me count the people who didn't go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. I only see 14 that didn't go. Well, 3 times 14. Yeah, I'm just saying. You know, it looks like the whole offense went except for 3 players. Now, are they only counting the starters? Because I was under the impression that the whole team gets to go. Everybody. Does that include the practice squad too? All right, so Oakland says, I like that vid of after when Patrick Mahomes threw the ball, Nolan Smith Jr. just fucking smashes into his face mask. Oh, no. You mean when he got strip sacked? And you talking about when Jalen Carter straight just punched him right in the fucking helmet. Talk about a headshot. Buana says, man, you know how many professional athletes end up homeless and broke after their careers? Vin Baker had a $200 million contract and works at Starbucks, uniform and all. I mean, you know, to be honest with you, man, you got to be a hell of a fucking loser to go from $200 million to working at Starbucks. If you ever touched that much money, you should own a Starbucks. You should have at least a fleet of Starbucks on franchise. But there is no accounting for the ignorance. Like, you know, no education, no training, no tutoring, no mentoring. Nobody showed you how to spend your, plus you never saw the money. And that's one of the problems. That's one of the biggest problems that I have with all this electronic transferring and all. You don't know. You never know how much money you have. How are you supposed to know how much money you have and you've never touched your own money? If your financial advisor, your managers, all of your handlers are the ones handling your money, and they're basically just giving you what you asked for, what you want, and you never saw your money. So how do you know that you ever had 200 million? And how do you know who dipped their hand in the cookie jar? Because one thing is for sure, if you don't know how to find your own money, somebody else will find it for you and make sure that you never find it. So, I mean, what can I say? A squirrel has never took classes in college. nor have they gone from kindergarten to 12th grade. But they know to put some fucking nuts away for the wintertime because you're going to need them later when food isn't as plentiful. If a squirrel doesn't have to go to school to know that, how the hell does a human being not know? Who has gone to school? Are you dyslexic? Are you autistic? Do you have cerebral palsy? Nigga, is you retarded? What is going on? So I can't get with all of that. The Mitchell dude, that's his last name, but I don't know if he went. Oh yeah. It was Jalen, my bad. Yeah. Jalen Hurts got his master's. Now, in my opinion, the only reason you ever need a master's degree is if you plan on working for somebody. A master's degree is not necessary to open up a business. And let's say like a master's in, let's say psychology will not qualify you to be a psychologist. You're going to have to go get your doctorate. If you want to practice or have a practice. Can't do it with a master's degree. Master's degree, even in like an MBA, master's in business administration. You know, what business do you need a master's in order to run? You know, you may need it in order to work there, but you won't need it to run the business. Shout out to any and everybody who's going to get their master's, because I sure the fuck wasn't. I was a 1 degree and done. I used to tool around with the thought of going back and get my master's. Man, I ain't going back to school for shit. Only way I would go back to school is to learn a trade of my choice. Okay. So yeah. Now, do you think that the Eagles players that went to the White House, do you think they did so in solidarity? Do you think that the ones who didn't go did not go in solidarity? And that's a big question. Solidarity. Are we all on the same page about why we didn't go? Or did we all have separate ideas that all arrived at the same place? All of our notions, all of our ideas, all of our assertions added up to we ain't going. Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? DSP said, happy birthday, Xavier. Oh, say Xavier must be somebody that you know. Well, happy birthday, Xavier. I'm not sure if I read that right the first time. I'm not sure if I read it right. Okay. Okay. In the poll, now we're up to 29 votes, and 34% say the ones who went to the White House are right, and 34% says nobody was wrong or right. 21% says the one who didn't go were right, and 10% say Trump is the only one wrong. The only one wrong. Oh, Oakland, you're Xavier. Oh, okay. It's your birthday? Is that true? Is it? Philly isn't even that Republican? Nah, Philly is definitely a blue city. You ain't winning no Republican elections in this city. We don't get down like that. You know, we got unions and shit like that. We ain't, I mean, there, of course, there's some Trump loyalists and MAGA supporters and all that kind of shit, but you're not winning this city. No way. We don't play that. We're not gonna do that. Buana says, I'd go. You think I'm trying to get deported to El Salvador? This Prez is nuts. Yeah, and you know he don't believe in no due process. He just catch you on the streets. To El Salvador you go. Wait a minute. I demand that you fly him back to the United States. Sorry, he was already on the plane. Let me call the president of El Salvador, see if we can get him sent back. Hey, president of El Salvador, I can't remember your name, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, can you send the boy back? No, I ain't sending shit back. You know what I mean? He shouldn't have been fucking around in the United States. All right, let me call you back. All right. The president of El Salvador said no. He ain't sending nobody back. We just gonna have to eat that one. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, my bad. Sorry about that. We gonna get him on the next one. Promise. But we heard he was a gang member. A gang member. MS-13. We can't be released. It was MS-13. He had tattoos. Man, you can't be locking people up just because they got tattoos. Well, I thought no, he was seeking asylum. Yeah, but like I said, I got you on the next one, man. I got you on the next one. Promise, I promise. Shirley Sure, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Sure, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's good, Ma? Good to see me some you. Yo, what up, Ma? Yeah, you know how we do. Seika Sala. Seika Sala is all up in the house. And what he said, he says, I would go just for historical history and my family lineage. Agree or disagree with his politics, he is still the president. Well, yeah, I mean, you can say that. And I do disagree. And I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't go. Just like it wasn't mandatory to go, I wouldn't go. All history ain't good history. You shoot, any American should be able to see that. All history ain't good history. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. When your team wins the championship, it has a trophy for every championship. It has a banner for every championship. Nowhere in any trophy case, any championship trophy case, does it say trips to the trips to the White House. It don't say that. That's a, What if it was the other way around? Instead of being invited to the White House, what if the team that won the Super Bowl invited the president? We like to invite you to our practice facility or whatever, to come and chill with us Super Bowl champions as we do our Super Bowl champion bidding. What if it was that way instead of the honor of being able to go to the White House, which anybody can book a tour? What if it was the other way around? You had to invite the president. How would that work? How would that work? Seika Sala says, I want to stand against him eye to eye. Well, like Saquon Barkley, like Saquon Barkley. Like Saquon Barkley playing golf with him and shit. He called Saquon handsome. He said, this is a handsome man. Oh, Saquon. God damn, that shit hot. Oh, Saquon, we see by the orange daily light. Oh, so proudly they stood by the Oval Office last gleaming, which orange stripes and bad hairs, stars. All right. I'm going to work on it. Oakland says, no shot that would ever happen. Shit, they won the Super Bowl. The president, would he ever win? Well, George W. Bush did own the Texas Rangers, but they wasn't winning the World Series at the time. Sigasada says, I might not say anything, but I still represent my cause, etc. Okay. Oakland says, I might say hi and get a pic to look good for the media, but I wouldn't talk to him after that. Sega South says, handsome golfer is crazy work. He did. He said that's an art. He said that's a handsome man. Well, you know how Trump cozies up to people who cozy up to him. You know how he treats people who like him. If you like him and you show him that you like him, you know he's a sucker for flattery. He just is. He's a sucker for flattery, and he speaks well of people who like him. Now, as soon as you disagree with him, you are the worst person in the world. The worst. Off with his head. Off with his head. Say Sean Barkley. What a disgrace. But fuck it. We've all seen worse. We've all seen worse. What we talking about? What we talking about? Sam G. McNamee? Sam G. McNamee? Was it McNamee or was it McNamee? Sorry for butchering your name, man. Blame it on my head, not my heart. Blame it on my head, not my heart. Sam G. McNamee. So, all right, so Sick Sally, you would have went. Happy Buddha, you would have gone. Who else would have gone? Oakland, you sound like you kind of on the fence. Mac Day? Mac Day? How many of y'all would have gone? I definitely would not have gone, or I wouldn't have considered it. What about you, Sam? Would you have gone to the White House to meet the president if you and your team had won the Super Bowl? Like I said, it wasn't mandatory. It wasn't mandatory. In 2018, the Jeffrey Lurie declined the invite. Like nobody going. Most of the players didn't want to go in the first place. And Trump said some of the right things today. He said that he was in favor of the tush push. I'm like, give me a break, man. You hate Philadelphia. We know it. You've all but said it. Simon says, you want to talk about Shador Sanders? Cheryl said, I'll pass. Did Meek ever put him in any of his songs? Who? Trump? Is Meek cool with Trump? I didn't know him to be that. Did he? Was he cool? I know when Meek Mill had gotten in his trouble, Trump was president, but he wasn't the one he didn't pardon him or anything like that. Okay, Sicker Sala says, I would have gone, might not be as powerful as Jesse Owens, but he still went, and that is an unforgettable statement. Okay. Oh, you love Meek? His freestyles were the best. Were they? You know, Meek Mill was originally a battle rapper. Was he the best? No. Was he good? Yeah. But there were so many in Philly at the time that were better than Meek. But Meek did make the best out of all the battle rappers. He pretty much had the best career, unless you consider Cassidy to have to have been a battle rapper, which he was. He absolutely was. He absolutely was, just not on the bigger battle rap circuit. Let me see. So yeah, I had you have like a split nail and that shit is snagging everything. And you know that shit is gonna fuck your finger up soon. You know what I mean? Will Smith, King of Philadelphia. Yeah, right. Yo, son, tell him about Cool C. Oh, shit. I'd rather not. Samus. What's your name? Damn, how do you say your name? H. Free for Fellar? Seamus has too many dental appointments. What the fuck? I don't know. Y'all just be coming in here saying anything. I ain't even mad at it. Schoolie D. Yeah, that's better. That's better. I wasn't even really a Cool C fan. He didn't rap fast enough to me. He wasn't lyrical enough. He was okay. I always like rappers that sound like they could beat other rappers in rapping. Now Schoolie D wasn't that tight, but he knew how to put his shit together. You know, talented in the production part. Like Schoolie played a lot of instruments. He actually could play bass, and he had instruments that he could play. He was actually a musician. So he did his own album artwork. That saved him a lot of money and made him a lot of money at the same time. It's good shit. He owned his studios. Will Smith stuff. Now, I don't remember, speaking of Will Smith, I don't remember Will Smith ever putting the Eagles in any of his songs. I don't remember him doing that. And I bought Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince albums. Just about all of them. Much to my dismay. Because I didn't like Fresh Prince at all. But I did like Jazzy Jeff. And there was a reason why it was called Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. Nobody knew that Fresh Prince would ever be bigger than Jazzy Jeff one day. Rod says, damn, I thought Alonzo Highsmith is doing a podcast. You're killing me. Sega Sala says, Black Thought by far is the best MC from Philly, in my opinion. I think he's the best MC, period. Not just from Philly. Who can beat him? Who can outrhyme him? Who? And them ciphers, he be knocking them out. Rod says, you telling me that's not Alonzo Highsmith? No, I'm not telling you shit. You'll figure it out. Oakland says, I only like Fresh Prince because of the father scene. I don't know. Never liked them. Never liked them. Not even close. Not even close. But hey, man, I mean, you know, everybody has their thing. He definitely had his. Were the Eagles players who went to the Super Bowl, were they in solidarity? Were they together? What do y'all think? Were they together? Were they standing together in unity, in unison, in solidarity? Or were they just happy to be there? Mekhi Becton went, the big ticket. He went, showing his gold teeth and shit. I'm like, damn, you big pussy. But I ain't gonna lie, it had me saying, yeah, that's why some of y'all ain't on the team no more with this bullshit. What we doing with this bullshit? But that ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right. It ain't right. So I'm gonna sit back, relax, and chill. I'm gonna fall back. Rod says, I like this place. I'm a fan now. That's what's up. Thanks for being down. I appreciate you. Yes, y'all. Appreciate you. Matter of fact, you know what I mean? I just looked and I saw we had a couple of new subscribers. Let's give them some triangle action. Are y'all ears ringing? Are they ringing? Huh? Some of y'all haven't seen a triangle since probably like the 4th grade. Cheryl Hudson says, if your job sent you, would you go? Well, you know, my job made me get the COVID shot. But I ain't going to go see no motherfucking Trump. Look, I'm going to find another job. I don't know. If they made me go. Like, why would they make me go see the president? Why would they make me go see the president? Now, you know what? It's easy for me to sit up here and say that, oh, shit. If y'all were trying to call in, I don't even have this shit. I had to restart my PC. I don't know if somebody tried to call or not. My bad. No, nobody tried to call. Nobody tried to call. Nobody, because I would have saw it on this here device. I would have saw it on this here one. But if y'all want to call in, we are available for comment. We're available, son. We available. You know what I'm saying? We are available. You feel me? We are available. We are. But yeah, it's easy for me to say what I wouldn't do, especially when I'm not in the situation and my livelihood doesn't hinge on it. It's not affected by it in the least. But I consider myself to be a man of principle. And that's the reason why I wouldn't be interested in going. That's the real reason. Like, you know, I'm a man of principle. Some things are bigger than money. Some things are bigger than history or photo opportunity. I'm not like that's not sitting well with me. Okay. But that's a good question though, Cheryl. Yeah, I can't even front. Rock the triangle. That's right. Fuck rock the bells. Rock the triangle. There was probably a lot of, if you can't beat them, join them. That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me at all. If you can't beat them, join them. Yeah. But what are you joining? What are you joining? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, for me, certain things have to make sense. Certain things have to make sense. If I can't beat you and I'm going to join you, then there has to be some kind of benefit to joining. Like if I can't beat up these bullies and I join the bullies, then we're going to, at least I'm safe now. I could stay out here fighting the bullies and getting beat up all the time because there are more of them than me. Or I could join them and we could beat up other people, but at least I would be safe. But the part of me that says I don't want to beat up other people, I just want to make sure that I prevent myself from being beat up too. So how can I make sure that I don't get my ass kicked without having to join in with some people and kick other people's asses that I don't agree with? So I understand why Jalen Hurts wouldn't go. I understand why Smitty and AJ wouldn't go. BG, Jalen Carter, and like all those guys on defense. I get it. Now, I mean, you know, whatever your political views are, those are your political views. And you have the right to feel the way that you feel. And nobody should be able to get in the way of that. But respect. Respect is respect. Now, nobody is being credited with doing what Saquon did. And I don't necessarily agree with everybody calling him a coon and all of that. But I also can't say that he didn't do a coon move. I can't say it. I can't say that he didn't do a little coon move. But let me explain something to y'all about Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley went to Penn State. I graduated from Penn State. So to be a superstar athlete at Penn State, you are pretty much in football heaven. So, you know, for the touchdowns that he ran, the yards that he racked up, you know, Penn State was a home to him. And I remember black guys, especially athletes, getting caught up when they was there. I was there. I saw them. And you knew who was who. You knew which ones would stand up with certain causes based on their upbringing, based on what they've learned, based on what they know, and based on their associations. And then you look at the guys who are going to remain neutral no matter what. Saquon Barkley is definitely one of those. You know, as long as we on the same team, we good. But we don't have to talk about religion or politics or none of that shit. We ain't got to talk about none of that. I saw one. I think it was after. I think after Jalen Hurts threw the interception in the Super Bowl, and Saquon Barkley was on the sidelines like, "Yo, who cares? Stay right here. Stay right here. We going." I'm not sure if it was that game, or was it another game? But let's say it was the Super Bowl. He's going to stand in team solidarity when it comes to football. When it comes to things away from from football, things things that are like social consciousness causes and things like that, he's not going to be there. He's not going to do that. And it's not because he has a white girlfriend or anything like that. It's more because that's just not the way that he has been programmed. For guys like Saquon Barkley, white people have meant a lot to him. And that's whether you believe that this is a racial issue or not. But white people have been good to him. They have. And most black people who are entertainers or athletes or whatever, they normally get a lot of Caucasian love. White people like black people who can run, jump, shoot, hit a ball or something like that. They like that. Now, when it comes to the regular 9 to 5, listen, I need money to be able to raise my family and, live a certain lifestyle. They're not really interested in that. And I don't mean that as a whole. But even the most staunch white supremacists will like somebody like Saquon Barkley. I've heard Trump say things like, yeah, talking about Byron Donalds. He's one of the good ones. There's some that are not so good. Like, what does that mean? Like, it sounds terrible, right? He's one of the good ones. I mean, you can feel how you want to about it. You can say whatever you want to about it. He said some real reckless shit on the campaign trail. And evidently some people like Jalen Hurts or A.J. Brown or Devanta Smith, they may have taken issue with it and damn near the entire defense except for the 2 white guys who played defensive back. When I think about Jalen Hurts and Smitty and AJ, those are the guys that Jalen Hurts is closest to. Those are the ones he works out with in the summertime. That's his number 1 receiver and his number 2 receiver. And one could easily be the other. The number 1 could be number 2, and the number 2 could be number 1, because they are both excellent at what they do. They're both excellent at what they do. So who's to say that they didn't, since they spent so much time with each other, who's to say that they weren't on the same page about not going because of that camaraderie that they had? Who's to say that their camaraderie is built on, who's to say that their camaraderie is not built on something bigger than just football? Who can say? Rod says, I know this is off beat, but my favorite Philly MC is a cat called Mr. Messini. I don't know him. Rod says, well said about the bullies. Be the sheepdog, not looking for a fight, just ending it when it starts. That's a man. I agree with that. Rod also says, you're on point. Alabama loves their football players. You think not? So does Ole Miss. You know, the LSU. It's, white supremacists, redneck racists, even fucking neo-Nazis will put their pride aside for sports. Not for the black family, though. We ain't doing that shit. And you can give us championships and trophies and banners and parades. You want to date my daughter? Move in my neighborhood? Gavin says, do you think this will create a rift on the team? No, not at all. Not at all. No, I really don't. I really don't. Because it was all voluntary. Like Nick Sirianni went. What are you going to do? Jalen Hurts didn't go see the president, so what is he going to do? Not throw me the ball? Not hand off to Saquon Barkley? None of that shit. Nah. I don't think that is going to matter. I'm going to go as far as to say, for the players who went, I mean, God bless them, man. You know, I get it. You know, I shit. If I had played this game my whole life, and it was the way that I paid my bills, I may feel a lot different. For some people, it really is an honor. What can I say? Did they let Jahan Dotson go? I know they didn't pick up the option for him, so I don't think he's going to be on the team. The thing is, who are they going to replace him with? Because the receivers that they have in-house right now, they ain't it, Chief. Ross says, why do players keep going to keep going? Oh, right. Why do players keep going to racist institutions? Come on down to Miami. We got you. Shit, like it ain't no racists in Florida. Florida? Simon says, what's your thoughts on the Shannon Sharp story? We did a whole show last week on it. We did a whole show on Shannon Sharp. I did a show and I did a little video short on it. Shannon played himself, man. He a nasty man. But fuck Shannon Sharp. This is what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to make excuses for a millionaire who has access to much better judgment than he exercised. Whatever happens to him, happens to him. He bought this one. Now he's talking about he stepped down from ESPN. Fuck you mean he stepped down? Like they was gonna let him be on their cameras critiquing sports and shit, and he got this damn sexual assault allegation on his back. He stepped down my ass. They just letting him save face. Like he had a choice in the matter. Shannon Sharp ain't running shit. And he's about to find out. He's about to find out for real. Because he's about a dumbass. He was 54 years old messing around with a 19-year-old. Come on, man. We gotta do better. We absolutely gotta do better than that. And it shouldn't be hard to do better than that, for real. That should be a piece of cake. It should. That should be a piece of cake. There should be no problem doing better than that. If you can't do better than that, I don't know what to tell you. Rod says Miami ain't Florida. North Florida might as well be Georgia, Alabama. That's north of Tampa. And that shit don't play down here. Okay. Well, what's Pensacola? That's like Alabama too, right? Alabama. Write your name across the sky. I used to like Yellow Wolf. Y'all remember the rapper Yellow Wolf? He was from Alabama. He always represented Alabama. I wasn't mad at Yellow Wolf. I wasn't mad at Yellow Wolf. I don't know, man. You gotta let motherfuckers live, man. They gonna do what they do. They gonna do what they do. But you're gonna have racism wherever you go, in some form. And you're always gonna have you're always gonna have black people who act like it don't exist. Shout out to Candace Owens. Candace Owens trying to be back on the black side. Well, I don't even know if she's trying to be back on the black side. This chick said out her mouth multiple times that racism does not exist, and neither does white supremacy. That's what her said. That's what her said, Candace. Candace, that's what her said. So, you always going to have cats like that. Remember, Candace Owens and Kanye were running around here with All Lives Matters shirts, Nazi shit. Like, come on, man. Come on. Stop all that shit. Confederate flag shit. Come on, man. But that's why I can't fuck with Kanye. Anything for publicity. Anything. I'm surprised he hasn't taken a shit somewhere publicly. I'm really surprised. I mean, I'm genuinely surprised that he hasn't done that. Why not? With some people, anything goes. And, when we talk about this going to the White House and not going to the White House thing, we have to think about that. Now, with some people, anything goes. So they just go with the flow. Whatever y'all think is what I think. We think alike. We A alike because we be alike. We A alike because we be alike, baby. I don't know. I'm glad as shit Jalen Hurts didn't go. And I'm sure that there'll be some consequences to him not going, because as unpopular of a president that Donald Trump is, he's also just as popular to those who like him or support him. That's regardless of his personality, his antics, his policy, his propaganda. There are people who love him, just like people who really, really dislike him or hate him. There's enough to go around to jog your emotions and either draw you in or push you out. So that's just something we got to deal with. Now, do y'all think that there will be big brand repercussions? Big brand repercussions when it comes to those who went or the ones who sat that one out? Do you think that they'll lose a lot of their fan base? Now, one of the good things about this whole thing is they're not like performers or singers or rappers or something like that where they actually have to perform an art on stage and sell tickets. They are part of a team. They are part of a team that people come to see. People come see the Eagles. Now they may like individual players on the Eagles, but they're coming to see the Eagles. And one player on the Eagles does not win, nor does he lose. He can do good in the game, great in the game, or he can do terrible in the game. He won't win by himself. They will not say that Jalen Hurts won a game against the Baltimore Ravens. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. No matter how well he does in the game. No matter how well he does. So that's an advantage for anybody on the team that's worried about their brand. I don't know if they have entrepreneurial endeavors in other places. I just don't know. I just don't know. But I don't think that it'll suffer one way or another. Will that limit his opportunities somewhere else? Like maybe endorsements or something like that? I can't say. It's something that we have to take into consideration because it absolutely could happen. It absolutely could happen. No. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't. Just like the ones who went, I hope that people don't mistreat them. But we know what's going on so far. We know. We know what time it is. We know the deal. We know what the deal is. Rod says, legit question. Is this show based in Philly? I live in Philly. I don't know if you would call it based because it's on the internet. But I'm definitely from Philly. A legit question. Is this show based in Philly? I've come to respect the grit. Yeah. Well, one thing is for sure. Not everybody from Philly works hard. Not everybody is successful. Not everybody is unsuccessful. We have a variety of talented people, just like talented career-oriented people. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. Shout out to Journey. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. Some are born to sing the blues. Oh, the movie never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers. Okay. Cheryl Halsey says Trump is no one to go and see. Have no respect for him. Well, look at this late night entry.
You have a call from Troy.
Well, what have we here? You just in time. You've arrived just in time to say goodbye. Just in time to say goodbye. Let's just click and say goodbye.
Let's introduce Troy. It's fighting for
You know, it looks like you might have about. You got a good 7 or 8 strong minutes.
Well, I'm gonna put it to you like this, bro. First and foremost, they didn't go in 2017. Why go now? Unless they gotta go kiss the ring because of this boy's attitude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of how he is now. He's more ruthless now than he was back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Jeffrey Lurie got to protect him from that. Or protect himself, or protect his brand from that.
Well, he didn't. But the thing is, there's so many more strong Trump supporters now. You're not necessarily helping your brand by not supporting Trump or going against him. That's not a popular decision with all customers.
Then the boy Sasquatch Barkley goes to play golf with him.
Hey, listen. Saquon Barkley is who he is, but you can't act like you didn't see it, before all of this. What do you think Saquon Barkley was going to do? Be the champion for Black liberation? Saquon Barkley? Man, I mean, I knew.
His excuse was he respects the office, not so much as the individual.
Well, that was one of his excuses. The other excuse was he played golf with Obama just a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which is true.
Okay, so I mean, to me, it's apples and oranges.
Yeah.
But he said he just respects the office. Okay.
Maybe next time we can dig up the spirit of George Wallace and look at me if you can play golf with him too.
George Wallace?
Yes, Arkansas.
I know who he's talking about.
Yeah, that racist bastard.
Yeah.
One and the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but repercussions, there ain't gonna be no repercussions for anything.
I don't think it will.
I don't think so. This ain't like, people understand why people didn't go. Some people understand why they went. Some people understand why they didn't go. This is not like you're not gonna put on Jalen or like they did on Colin Kaepernick.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's a different time, different energy. But did you see the list of players that didn't go?
Who's on the list?
Well, glad you asked. Here's the list of players that did not go. Please listen closely. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Brandon Graham, Darius Slay, Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean, Isaiah Rodgers, Jalen Hunt, and Josh Sweat.
Those are the ones I expect not to go.
Well, I was still surprised. None of them Georgia boys went.
Damn right.
Now, it looks like nobody from the defense went.
Mm-hmm.
Except Reed Blankenship and Cooper DeJean.
Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship. So,
what was their nicknames?
Well, I mean, look, they the two white dudes on they the only two white guys on defense. But there were some other names. There were some other names that maybe did go. Like I didn't hear Avonte Maddox's name. Maybe he went. Who else?
GJ didn't go.
He didn't go. But I'm talking about the ones that may have gone. Oh shit! I didn't see Quinyon Mitchell. Quinyon Mitchell went.
Oh man.
He must have went. Oh shit. Quinyon! Oh no. But I can live with that.
The only people that went, for all the people he went, I gotta give him the Big Daddy Kane. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, but benefit of the doubt, he won the Super Bowl in his rookie season. So he probably like, look, man, I gotta go see the president because I don't know if I'm gonna see this shit again.
Mm-hmm.
I hit the jackpot on my first day gambling.
Big time.
You know what I mean? Shit. I don't know if I'm gonna ever hear them bells again. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt with that. I mean, at least he didn't pull a Saquon Barkley. Saquon was hanging out with the Prez. What's up? What's up, man? You the Prez, right? I'm like, what happened to dead Prez? But anyway.
Great movie.
Anyway, look, I'm still going to cheer for him, you know, but because of this,
cheer for him, boy. I still remember the smile when you went to go see the Super Bowl trophies.
But look, ain't no way he gonna get 2,300 yards this year. That ain't gonna happen.
It's coming after his ass.
You know what I mean? Just because of this. That's not gonna happen. Slow that ass down. You know? Man, it's crazy. It is. But hey, you know, I mean, look, I'm not trying to. My team is my team. Ain't no way that's gonna change. Have I liked everything that they've done? No. But it is more about the team than it is about any individual players. So there's that. There's that. There's that is like that.
So what was the song for the night?
What was the song for the night?
Yeah.
What you mean?
The song that you be playing with the drums.
Oh no, I didn't play drums tonight.
Oh shit.
I didn't play no drums tonight. We see drums tomorrow. No drum. I don't play drum tonight. You come tomorrow, I play drum.
Okay, teach your feet pointers.
Shit, in a minute you will maybe break them shits the fuck out. Like, oh, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. Shit, at least you fucks with my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You know me.
Hey, you know, one thing about it, ain't no phony laugh.
Well, yeah.
I could be having a bad day and I go back to some of them songs.
That's what they are meant to do.
Oh, man. That bum. And you play it so eloquently with so much conviction.
Gotta do it.
You play the original and the remix at the same time.
You cannot half-ass. Cannot do that.
Oh man, boy. Hey.
All right, man. We got to go.
I know, man. I know. I hear you yawning too.
Yeah. Oh, look, man. Mondays be hitting hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But man, I just wanted to call in just to say hi to everybody and my brother's voice while we out here, man. So much love, bro.
Good looking out, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
All right. Good looking. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious April 28th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. My girl, Nicole Vaughn, happy birthday to you. And also Serena Soul. And last but not least, my man, Reggie Blaze. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious, April 28th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, to rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for ya. Go hard, go for ya. Go hard, go for yours. And remember, yo. So my team had to go to the place where they celebrated the Super Bowl. Actually, it was a place where they celebrated the winning of an election. Yo, no protection. Yo, well, I don't really respect the administration, but I'm going to say this. The nation is where it is because somebody said that it's supposed to be that way. Paint the city red. Actually, the whole country had to be rojo. So I'm out of this shit. I'm leaving if it's solo. I feel like there's no solidarity and I'm just trying to get out of this shit. And no, don't pair with me. If you're on some other shit, I can't get with MAGA, but I'm going to make sure that I'm never a carpetbagger. I'm trying to get the most on my own. I'm in the zone. If you come through with that red shit, leave me alone. And I'm not saying that the blue is all that much better, but I can get with them shit because at least they let a motherfucker live, get a couple of jobs, take care of my kids, make sure I don't have to rob. And that's all I wanted. I ain't trying to get confronted by police that's all reckless, trying to snatch my necklace and take my neck off with the motherfucker. So I gotta do better up in. No Tommy Tucker, the neighborhood sucker. I ain't gotta get with that stuff. And I realized that I gotta make sure life is tough and understand that shit and have the best understanding. Yo, the way I'm seeing it, life is so demanding. Sometimes I sit at my desk and think for a little while, how am I gonna be 54 years with a child? Yeah, man, I ain't saying nobody pregnant. You crazy. Ain't nobody coming. No dick in these babies. Or should I say no dick, no babies coming out of the dick. You know, when I get tired, I can say any old crazy ass shit. But yo, I'm glad as hell that y'all came through. And I hope y'all do this shit another 4 nights in a row too. So tomorrow we gonna be some more other stuff, and I'm make sure that I don't never have to bluff. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna make sure that I don't get blunted. I'm gonna make sure that we come together, but don't get confronted. Yo, peace to everybody who came through. Cheryl Halsey and Troy McNeil, my man Rod too. Can't forget about Oakland and then Auntie Carrie Wright and anybody else who came through. Right tonight. Who else? Yo, I don't want to forget nobody, so I'm going to name them all as long as y'all stand really tall. I can't forget Tony Amato, and I can't forget my dude. Hold on. Cheryl Hudson. Wait a minute. Seika Sala, no doubt. Simon Says, I want to talk and give a shout out to everybody who's active. And that's about it. We're going to do it like that. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night with another Daily Go Getimism show. So make sure y'all come on through and represent that. All right, let's do the results of the poll. The results of the poll. Do you think that the players who went or didn't go to the White House are wrong or right? 33% said the ones who went were right. 23% said the ones who didn't go were right. 33% says no one was right or wrong. And 10% says the only one that was wrong was Trump. King Trump. I want y'all to have a great night, man. I want y'all to have a great night. For real, for real. No exceptions. No exceptions. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Y'all be safe. It's time to either go to bed or go to work. Peace, y'all.